The Battle of Anzio, 1944, was a crucial part of the Italian campaign during World War II, aimed at outflanking German defenses known as the Gustav Line, and paving the way for an Allied push toward Rome. However, in this retelling, instead of soldiers, the protagonists are Smurfs, and the notorious villain Gargamel replaces the German forces. The Smurf invasion at Anzio, 1944. In the spring of 1944, the Allies, in this case, the Smurfs, found themselves locked in a stalemate against the powerful defenses set up by Gargamel and his minions, who controlled the surrounding Italian region. The Smurfs, led by Papa Smurf, representing General John P. Lucas in real life, concocted a daring plan to launch an amphibious assault behind enemy lines, hoping to break through and march towards the magical city of Rome. The operation was intended to be swift and decisive, with Smurfs landing at the beach of Anzio. The Smurfs' landing craft, ingenious little mushroom boats, transported them to the shores under the cover of darkness, hoping to catch Gargamel and his evil allies by surprise. Smurf strategy and initial success. Once the Smurfs reached the beaches, their initial advance was surprisingly smooth. Gargamel had underestimated the Smurfs' cunning, and his defenses near the coast were light. The blue invaders rapidly secured a foothold, and optimism soared among the Smurf ranks. Many thought that they could quickly Smurf their way to Rome without much resistance. However, instead of pressing their advantage, Papa Smurf ordered the Smurfs to dig in and fortify their positions. This pause, while intended to strengthen their beachhead, gave Gargamel precious time to regroup and launch a counterattack. Gargamel strikes back. Realizing the threat posed by the Smurfs, Gargamel summoned his most terrifying forces, including heavy trolls, cackling imps, and monstrous cat vehicles, to push the Smurfs back into the sea. Day and night, the Smurfs faced bombardment from giant magical spells, and their mushroom fortifications were under constant siege. Gargamel's minions unleashed devastating artillery attacks, but the Smurfs held their ground. Many courageous Smurfs like Brainy, Hefty, and Smurfette played key roles in maintaining morale, organizing supplies, and defending the front lines. Their resistance kept hope alive, though casualties mounted. Stalemate and frustration. For months, the battle dragged on. The Smurfs, trapped in a small pocket around the Anzio beaches, endured hardships as Gargamel's forces tried to squeeze them into oblivion. Supplies were scarce, and the rainy, cold weather added to their misery. Still, the Smurfs dug tunnels, set traps, and launched small raids to disrupt Gargamel's plans. Despite this, their hope for a quick victory faded as both sides found themselves in a grueling deadlock. The Smurfs' leadership was criticized for their overly cautious approach. Some of the younger Smurfs, eager for more action, blamed Papa Smurf for missing the opportunity to break out earlier when Gargamel's defenses were weaker. The final Smurf push. By May 1944, help finally arrived as reinforcements from other magical allies, including fairies and gnomes, joined the battle. They launched a final counteroffensive that broke Gargamel's grip on the region. The Smurfs, reinvigorated, surged forward, and with their newfound strength, they pushed Gargamel's forces back. Gargamel's attempt to halt the Smurf advance failed, and by early June, the blue invaders had triumphantly Smurfed their way into the magical city of Rome. Aftermath and legacy. The Smurf invasion at Anzio is remembered as a tale of perseverance and courage against overwhelming odds. Though the battle was far more grueling and drawn out than expected, the Smurfs' resolve helped pave the way for victory over Gargamel's forces in the Italian campaign. This version of the Battle of Anzio illustrates how even the smallest of creatures like Smurfs can stand tall in the face of adversity.